Welcome to We Are Venomaniacs, the Venom Site's official podcast for all of your symbiote news, reviews, and point of views. My name is Orion, and I'm joined by my fellow co-hosts, Carlos,
Yo!
Tyler,
Howdy, howdy.
and Aaron.
Hello.
Also joining us again is Jonathan, aka Let's Talk Carnage. Welcome back, dude.
Thanks for having me. It's awesome to be here.
Yeah, awesome to have you back. So, in this episode, we're reviewing the symbiote comics released in February 2021, including King in Black and its tie-ins. As before, we'll spend the majority of our time reviewing the major issues and then burn through the tie-ins with the rapid-fire reviews. So let's first up, instead of jumping into the big issue of King in Black number 4, we're going to start with Venom number 33. So back in the world of the living, Spider-Man speaks some words of comfort and support to Dylan, who grieves for his lost father. But Dylan is not yet ready to mourn. Instead, he's ready to just hurt Null back. Then, back in the Hive, Eddie and Flash spend a few moments becoming reacquainted and telling each other that they are the best Venoms and so forth. Then Eddie feels Null's pain from Null's battle with Thor and Dylan back in the real world. Eddie, Flash, and Rex notice the heroes trapped in the Hive starting to disappear as Dylan frees them, as seen in King Black number 4, which we will discuss a little later. Then Eddie finds a portal leading deeper into the Hive's central nervous system, the God Hive. It's here where Eddie figures they can do the most damage by saving the enslaved symbiotes free of Null's influence. So Flash takes the initiative and dives in, guns blazing, and eventually transforms into a giant dragon himself. But while Eddie's distracted, Rex transforms into Null, and the issue ends familiarly with Null suspending Eddie over a ledge again. So we're back at this silliness again. So what were you guys' thoughts on this issue?
Flash Dragon, Flash Dragon, Flash Dragon.
Flash Wyvern,
Lies.
nerd. Flash Wyvern, get it right.
They're no dragons. We're calling them dragons. I don't know. Wyverns are a type of dragons. They count.
Whatever.
So this, as the big Agent Venom fan, the number one Agent Venom fan, that is my official title. This issue is incredible. Like, it's just literally zero complaints. This is just pure fan service for me specifically, and I love everything about it.
Yeah.
You have the awesome moment when like Flash first comes back, and I love the back and forth between Eddie and Flash. Like now that they're on good terms, and like Eddie's happy to see Flash, Flash is happy to see him. He's joking around. He's like, "I heard you say, I'm the best Venom." It's like, I don't think I said that. Yeah, you totally did. Like,
seeing them together is just a lot of fun, and it was especially a fun twist to see Flash know about what Eddie said at his grave and caught him by surprise. It's just fun seeing the two main Venom hosts having a back and forth together.
Yeah. So my thing is, I was kind of hoping we'd get some more cameos. Like it is always cool that we get more Flash stuff, but it's like we've done some of Flash stuff before. And we were almost at the end, so I was kind of hoping we could see some other people, and it seems like the next issue is really just going to focus on Eddie versus Null again. I really want to see those cameos. I want to see Pat. I want to see Cletus. I want to see Anne. I want to see some other Codex people. But I mean, what
fair.
We got was pretty cool. And just last week we had the WandaVision series finale. No spoilers, but like looking back, there's got some parallels in this one. Who's the real Flash? Is this actually Flash, or is it just a copy of Flash? It's kind of interesting to think about. But yeah, like we always say, the art is amazing. Ivan knocks it out of the park every single time, along with the colors by I believe it's Jesus Albertov. I believe. Hope I'm saying that right. But yeah, this is good. I'm looking forward to our last two issues. Well, I guess the next one is the last one because the last one's going to be 200. So I don't know. We'll have to see what happens.
And to expand a bit more on the whole surprise cameos thing, I honestly had a feeling that we should have seen some other faces, even if we could have gotten, like, I thought if Cletus trying to stop the two Venoms from reaching their goal, that could have been interesting and a way to include him in the event when a lot of us weren't expecting to see him. Could have been kind of fun.
Yeah, that's what should have happened because we got Plague, and when are we going to see Plague again?
Yeah, I don't know how Plague is going to fit into this event at all. It's almost over.
Yeah, like then we had like the fake like Mary Jane one who says, "I'm just going to call myself Carnage because it's cool."
Oh boy.
And totally not to add sales to the book or anything. No, that would be crazy.
Yeah.
Totally not. I don't know, man. Like seeing Flash again is cool, but I want to see some more cameos from people. But still very much enjoy the issue.
Flash made up for that for me.
Hashtag bring back Cletus Cassidy. Bring back Cletus Cassidy.
I will say, the issue 33 was probably one of my favorites so far. The whole dynamic with Flash and Eddie was just spot on. And again, even Coelho continues to prove why he's a Stormbreaker artist because the art in this is just so good. I think my overall favorite moment in the issue is when Flash transformed into a white anti-Venom dragon symbiote. I also did like how we did see more of like context of how the astral projection of the hive mind works, where Eddie and Rex and Flash are in this alternate dimension. I guess the afterlife is what they call it. Unfortunately, we didn't get as a cameo with Cletus. Cletus didn't show up in this issue. I was hoping he was going to when it was going to be the last panel, but it turned out to be null. No surprise. I was hoping to see maybe Dona Diego. No, that didn't happen. But again, yeah, it was a really good issue. One of my favorites so far. So yeah.
I definitely agree that it's definitely one of the better tie-ins of this event so far.
This is probably my favorite single issue of the entire event so far.
Like, right. Honestly, well,
like,
5.
I know I'm biased.
5 is hitting some high marks for me. We'll have to see what happens in 5 because 4 got me pretty excited.
Yeah, but I mean, even just the beginning, just the writing. Donnie has done Spidey only a bit here and there, but I really like that intro with Spidey and Dylan talking. And just
like that's that's what a lot of folks are also saying. And I'm going to be I'm gonna be pretty mad if he's leaving Venom so he can go write Spider-Man. That's just
he's not writing Spider-Man. I don't think Nick Spencer's done.
Yeah, I don't think it is, but if he is, I'd be very much betrayed.
No, he's leaving to go right. He's going to go write Venom adjacent, aka Spawn.
Yeah, well, we wish him the best though, but I still think it's too soon to leave Venom. But let's just keep going.
Yeah, we'll see where this new Orion new beginning it can lead us. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that, let's head on to probably the biggest issue of the month, I guess, is King in Black number 4. With Thor down for the count, Null attempts to sway Dylan into joining him, but with Doctor Strange and Jean Grey's help, Dylan uses his Codex powers against Null to free the nullified heroes. Once freed, the heroes rally to attack Null all at once with everything they've got, weakening Null enough for Jean Grey to invade the King in Black's mind in search for his weakness. It is during this mental attack that we finally learn the truth behind the God of Light, Null's opposite. It is the Enigma Force, the same symbiotic cosmic power that transforms worthy hosts into Captain Universe. Beyond Null's planetary shell, the Silver Surfer temporarily bonds with the Enigma Force to pierce the barrier and descend to Earth. The Enigma Force then leaves the Surfer in search for its next true host, Eddie Brock.
Dun dun dun.
Man. Awesome.
Easily one of the best moments of this entire event. That came out of nowhere. I loved it.
It is.
This issue is the highlight of the actual mini so far. Definitely an improvement.
Definitely.
Yeah, I was super excited because it's like Universe Spider-Man is like one of my favorites, and like he jobbed super hard in Spider-Verse, and it's one of my favorite alternate costumes. Yeah,
it's one of
my favorite alternate costumes to use too. But like, I just really love the design, and I was, for years I was saying like, wouldn't it be cool if like Venom was like Captain Universe for a little while, and
we got that one little tease in Guardians of the Galaxy, but
Oh yeah, man! But now it's like delayed a full other month, so it's killing me, man.
It's gonna be a while. Yeah.
I really hope the Captain Universe Eddie design takes some influence, even if it's not a symbiote. Like he gets me with the Venom, the jaw, even the logo. I think it could be pretty cool just to see like a cosmic Venom.
Well, the thing is, we kind of known it was going to happen, because I remember I could have sworn when we read the one-shot Wraith issue that before, when Wraith disappeared, he clearly said, I believe, that it was specifically going to come after Eddie. So now it's come full circle.
You know what?
I think
you're right.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, like it was calling for him, or was looking for him. But again, that goes back. The problem we had the last issue about like a hard drive disk that I'm pretty sure we don't know what that hard drive disk is about. But anyway, yeah, it was cool to see some like other.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like it was cool to see the mutants team up. Namor actually did something this issue.
Yeah, he actually did.
He pulled an ultimatum. He just flooded the whole city.
Yeah, he just pulled a Sonic Adventure 1 and then just flooded the entire city, and then they electrocuted everybody. So pretty much everyone's dead now, man. But that's every other Monday for
that is one complaint.
Universe.
I'll talk about this issue is that they talked about let's gather everyone in place, and then so it sounded like they're only going to do one place, but then the art shows the entire city getting flooded. That was really weird.
Yeah. Well, it's still cool because Jean Grey just like walks on the water like Jesus and just invades his life. Like, no, not the power of the Phoenix Force or whatever. So pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah. I think one thing we should talk about, back to the whole Enigma Force thing, is the Enigma Force's history with symbiotes, because it's actually much deeper than just Donny Cates's entire series.
And I think it's a big reason why this retcon works for me.
And I'm kind of disappointed Donnie hasn't mentioned it, because I feel like he had a Q&A and I don't think he mentioned it at all, but I would like to hear his thoughts on it. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, so I know that I think you brought this up when the book came out, Aaron.
I think Venom Blog did it first, honestly, but
someone pointed out first. Someone pointed out first that I think one of the first times we saw the Enigma Force kind of intertwined with symbiote history was Minimum Carnage, and that was because the Microverse had once been invaded by symbiotes, and they have a degenerative effect on the universe, and so the Enigma Force ended up repelling the symbiotes the first time, and so there's that connection.
Because the symbiotes wanted to literally kill God, which is anime AF, but it's cool though.
That was such a cool. I love how that ties in together, because normally a lot of books they can contradict each other. But the fact that they intersect so perfectly, it's just something you rarely see, and it's just so satisfying.
Right. Yeah,
and I'm still wondering if he did that on purpose or not, because I remember back in the day when I read Minimum Carnage, I was like, "Where is this coming from? This seems so weird." Like symbiotes randomly tried to get the Enigma Force and invade the Microverse. Like that's a very weird thing to reveal, and it was sort of never touched on again.
Yeah. So, the thing I also found weird was in the handbook they also mentioned the Redeemer. That one-off character. I'm pretty sure he's a one-off character. Is he a one-off character? I don't even know. But they mentioned him in the handbook, which is also kind of because he mentioned the Enigma Force in that one scene back in Minimum Carnage. So maybe it was built up, which I would believe it to be. But that was just a little cool thing. Is after we noticed that panel, like, oh look, he's in the handbook too. So that's pretty cool. So I think the one thing I'll also say is that I'm really happy that the God of Light wasn't like a new OC.
Well, say that again.
You cut out for a second, Aaron.
Twin brother. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, what did you say?
Like, what did we miss?
You said
you were talking about what the God of Light.
Something.
You're glad it wasn't an OC or something.
Right. So I was happy he wasn't like Noel's good twin brother who has shorter hair or
see that's
right? Like,
that's what I was kind of thinking. Was it going to be like that? But no, it just turned out to be the Enigma Force. So
I'm looking up in that one Microverse guy, the Radu, Mark B. Radu or whatever. He first appeared in that crossover.
So that's pretty cool, and I would assume that would have had to be intentional, because someone had to say, hey, why are we going to throw this guy in the handbook? Well, it's because we're going to mention the Enigma Force and in this one panel, right? So like this is something I haven't also mentioned, and I'll stop. But I think it would be cool if they tied all this back to Payback, because she has a symbiote that is supposed to be the opposite of the regular symbiotes, and they have more light, good powers. So
That would
maybe
be
there's
cool.
something they could do there where they're kind of a hybrid, which is also what I want to see when we have. So when we have like Captain Universe, Venom, like he takes back the symbiote, so it's like the darkness and the good, merged into one being.
Well, yeah,
there might be a
he is-
possibility. There might be a possibility to see Payback because she was featured on that Every Symbiote Ever variant cover, which was a surprise.
See, the thing how I see it happening, I think in issue 5, Eddie is gonna face Null, and somehow he's gonna rip the symbiote out of him and get back Venom, and then he'll probably fuse himself, and he probably might fuse himself with Venom and the Enigma Force together. Maybe.
Right, which I want to see because I'm like, because I want to see Venom, but he has like the star pattern around his face, like the regular like Captain Universe has, and he has like the white pants. That's what I want to see.
I really hope he looks like that. It sounds like such a good design. I just need I need to see a mock-up of it. I need to see it now.
I need to see it
because here's the thing. I remember because I remember seeing Donnie. He did post like a tweet of the interior pencils of Venom actually back, but I guess he deleted it. So.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's
he
true.
did.
I don't. Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
I think I do, but yeah.
Yeah, one thing I'm wondering is, remember how Donnie has been on about how there's that one Easter egg in Venom #1 that absolutely no one has been able to catch yet? Does it have something to do with the Enigma Force?
I don't know. I mean.
Yeah.
I'm still under the impression that it's like an inside joke between these two. Like, haha, like remember that time we met and you sat like backwards in your chair? Wasn't that funny? So I drew Rex, and I mean, I don't know. I mean, I personally feel like it's an inside joke that no one's ever going to get, but I would like to know what that is since the run is ending.
I mean,
so,
if it is, it is actually a thing. So
yeah, I like I would like to know since the run's about to end, but who knows?
Yeah.
It'd be a fun way to close things off. Like maybe you can give people another day or two to try to decipher it, maybe even give a hint, and then after a while, if nobody gets it, you can say, hey, everyone, it was just this. And I think it could be kind of fun.
I just think it's really funny looking at this retcon next to another retcon. It's like, here's Donnie taking a cosmic force and retconning it into something in a unique and interesting way that makes sense. And then here's Jason Aaron retconning the Phoenix to be Thor's mom, which makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah,
I still can't believe
that's
that.
Why we only read symbiote comics. Yeah,
But
unless they could make Eddie's Eddie's mom could actually be the Enigma Force.
Or Orion would love to see Kubra being the Venom's daddy.
Crowbar.
All right.
Yeah.
So, like, anything else on King Black 4 before we move on?
All I'll say is, like, again, another fantastic issue with Ryan doing the pencil work. I did like that little flashback that Jean Grey was able to get into his mind and how he was fighting the God of Light when it was young. That was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, and I also do like the moments when Cyclops takes off his visor. That's always pretty cool. Like,
yeah.
And then also tying into the Black Cat book, which was nice.
Oh yeah,
actually to see, like,
yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Ryan's art's always a highlight. Every issue, I already know it's going to be great.
Yep. All right, so now we're going to just speed through our rapid-fire reviews of King and Black tie-ins for February.
All downhill from here.
Yep. First up, we got Black Cat number 3. Yeah, Black Cat number 3, the final issue. Essential reading for King Black, I would say yes at this point. Recommended, yeah, and then really, it's just more insight into why Felicia really hates Eddie Brock. It's like.
Hey, Orion, was your favorite part when Felicia said Brock when that nose?
She's just mad she lost a fair fight. I'm going to say it was a fair fight. It was a fair fight. She swung first. Venom wasn't going to kill her. He hit her once.
Yeah.
Standard superhero meeting.
Aaron
Standard superhero
supports
fight.
hitting women. That's what I'm getting out of this.
Right.
I
It was your standard superhero fight. They both are stalking Peter. They shove. So he says, "Hey, where is he?" And then she says, "I don't know." And she hits him. He's like, "Hey now!" And then she drops the chandelier on him, and he hits her once, and then they're done, and that's it. So,
Yeah.
I may be
Anyway,
misremembering this as well, but didn't they work together in Venom Inc.? I don't remember her being too bitter with Eddie. I could be
Yeah.
misremembering it though.
It was
I
so
mean,
weird because at the
they-
end they were like kissing and making up and like, oh, we're best friends now. Oh yeah.
Kissing.
I mean,
It was-
they
That was Mike Costa's bad writing, and I'll stand by that.
well.
I mean, it's not the first time he got some continuity,
Thank you.
errors.
Well, I also
so.
went back. Yeah, so I mean, I do feel like she's being written a little bit too harsh to Eddie. I went back and read the Venom annual where she goes back and she fights him after that, and she said she proves herself against him. Since she won that second fight, but I don't know. It's just me being a Brock stan. Like why you got to be so mean? He has literally done nothing wrong. He has never killed any innocent people. Never. He's a good boy. He's never done anything wrong. Right. So,
Yeah.
but anyway.
All right. Next up is King in Black, Return of the Valkyries, number 2 and 3. Is it essential? No. Is it recommended? Nah.
No.
And it's not even over yet. There's, I think, one more issue.
Yeah.
We finally get some.
Even the covers are misleading because I could have sworn there was a picture of the Valkyries holding all black that they retrieved it, but that didn't happen.
know.
Well, in the book, they're talking about the Necrosword as if it's there, and it's not. And it's like, I think it's just Jason Aaron not knowing what the hell is going on. Just
Yeah.
going like, oh, he's involving my Necrosword as symbiote thing. I'll put it in this book. It's like, I don't think he understands the Necrosword is not in this. It's just the sword.
Oh god.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All
No.
black's all confusing wherever it is now. And it's like somehow Null got it back in King in Black 4 as well. And it was like, where did he get it from? I think that would have been an interesting tie-in to say how he got it back.
I
Well,
think
no,
it's
because-
it's just his Wraith Sword. That's
It's the
just his
Wraith
Wraith Sword that
symbiote.
looks like it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
They're just calling it all black, and I'm like, that doesn't make any sense.
It's another Carnage Grendel situation, I guess.
right. I feel like Donnie isn't trying to step on the Thor stuff because isn't there something where like it has to be with someone in the future, so he's not trying to step on any toes.
Because it stays for that alternate future, which I think he's confirmed is no longer the real alternate, like current
Okay.
alternate future. It's where he got sucked into a black hole, and then Ego I think got it in the black hole, or Ego or
Yeah.
Galactus, one of the two.
Right. So I feel like he's just trying to not step on anyone's toes, but it looks like it, so might as well be, I guess.
But that's Jason Aaron who wrote that. It was Jason Aaron who's bringing up the Necrosword. I
don't know.
And also I don't really care about any of the Valkyries. There's this new. The problem is half of this book Jason Aaron is doing it feels like a pilot for his own relaunch that he's doing with the Valkyries.
That's where
And I
I
don't care.
like.
I don't care about MCU light Valkyrie. I just want Brunhilde back. She's still dead. Oh,
Yeah.
Rip.
All
Yeah.
right. Next up is Fantastic Four number 29. Is it essential? No. Is it recommended? No. The only cool thing is that you get a few shots from the first couple of King and Black issues from the Fantastic Four's perspective, but really nothing major beyond Ben Grimm getting nullified at the end.
What even happened in that one? I don't even remember.
it was all to do with the Bird Lady Sky Slot's OC that is apparently Johnny Storm's soulmate, and because of this magical bracelet that both of them are wearing, Johnny Storm gets symbioted up, and then suddenly she gets symbioted up. I don't know how that worked.
But I
And
thought
then-
it was.
What?
So, but I thought that since these are stronger symbiotes, they can bond with him. But it's some other magic.
I'm just talking about how
Okay.
somehow they bond across a bracelet, like across.
Okay.
It's weird, and so it's
Okay,
these magic
wow.
bracelets they got that make them soulmates.
Yeah.
It's Slot's FF is real bad, as you can tell, and I do not like it. And like the whole thing is like the issue starts out with Sky and Johnny just going on a date, and somehow this bird lady knows everybody here, and then Sue Storm is just stalking them because apparently she's a nosy big sister all of a sudden, and she's apparently always stalked his girlfriends, which is really creepy. And then
She's
Sue
a
Storm just
grown woman with
loses.
kids.
And then Sue Storm also is just she's like the most powerful member of the Fantastic Four. Everybody knows that, and then she just loses to one bird lady with a symbiote. It's
well, my thing is about all these is that I said it last time. The Titans for Absolutes weren't that great either, but they at least had some tie with the story because Carnage was looking for the codexes so he can awaken Null. So they had some sort of reason for like existing. These are just kind of tacked on and don't really add anything. Like you literally just have to read Venom and the King of Black issues and you'll be good. Which But anyway, let's just keep going then.
Yeah. All right. So next up is Daredevil number 27. Essential reading? No. Recommended? I'd say yeah. It's a pretty solid issue with plenty of symbiote action and a battle of the wills between Matt and Null, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
that was
another
fun little segment.
reverse choke from Matt there.
Like this is, I think the main thing that I'm getting out from these is I love to see like different like depictions of the dragons and Null, because in this one Null is like super jacked, dude. Like he looks like a JoJo character, just like strutting. He's like jacked. So I love all these different depictions.
I also really like the symbioted people, like Typhoid Mary and all that. I really like the teeth and all that. I thought they looked kind of cool. With it's who's the artist? Oliveri or
wasn't it Marco
Cicchetto? Yes, you're right.
Yes.
Yeah, and his art's gorgeous. He's one of the two artists on the book, and yeah, I definitely thought this was a stronger tie-in. Like it doesn't have much to do with the actual plot and like Elektra just fighting Typhoid Mary. But it's a good writing, enjoyable issue.
Yeah.
All right. So then next up is King in Black, Black Panther number 1. Is it essential? No. Is it recommended? Maybe. Wakanda has a unique perspective on the whole Null invasion, but the tie-in's ending is pretty much rendered obsolete by the main event series.
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense how that happened.
Yeah, I don't really read this one. I mean, I have it. I just haven't read it because all these are kind of meh. But I heard there's a big issue with how they could poke a hole through the symbiote barrier because Eddie told them like the genetic makeup of the symbiotes, and why didn't they do that before? But
they somehow blast a giant hole like over all of Africa inside the symbiote dome. It's like that doesn't make sense given our main issue.
Well, okay.
So it was all right. You had sort of like a bit of a kaiju fight with giant dragon versus ghost Black Panther thing.
Set, no, yeah. No, wait, no, not Set. What am I saying?
No, that is.
You're right. That is Egyptian. Jesus. This is Boss, right? Boss.
Yeah, it's not actually Boss. It's she like her piloting like a weird holographic Boss. Yeah.
Cool.
Oh.
All right. So next up is King in Black Marauders number 1. Is it essential? No. Is it recommended? I would say yeah. This is actually a pretty decent X-Men story set during the invasion.
Honestly, I would say no. I didn't really care for this.
I didn't read this one, so I will shut up.
I felt like it was a decent-ish story. I mean, I don't really care for X-Men stories. I can care less about any X-Men stories, but it's just I don't know.
I just didn't like how they downplay. Like, first off, they once again, this is a problem with like outside this book. There's a problem with a lot of the tie-ins have, where half the time Fire and Sonics are working, and half the time they are not working, and it is not consistent whatsoever. And in this one, Lockheed, they're only fighting like one dragon the whole time, and Lockheed like single-handedly takes it out by himself.
Lockheed has special space dragon fire, so it's a little different. So
is it?
Yeah, totally. But yeah, I mean, I did get the variant cover because I really like the variant cover of Kitty.
You haven't even read it, but you bought it.
No, but I like the cover, so that's something.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
All right.
And I still buy every single one of these, so you can't judge me.
You buy them, but you probably don't read them all.
Yeah, mint in condition, will be worth millions one day.
Not even CGC. How embarrassing.
Yeah, I know it.
All right.
First appearance of no variant print signed by Kate's, not even certified, not even graded, just worthless. But yeah,
Rolling on. We got King in Black Thunderbolts #2. Is it essential? Nah. But is it recommended? Absolutely. This is still one of the best tie-ins of the series. And we can't talk about #3 until next episode.
Okay. I don't remember what happened to 2, so I'll shut up now.
All right.
Okay.
Next up, then, is
Hold on. What was that?
Thunderbolts
#2.
Oh, Thunderbolts. Yeah, sorry. No, I was talking to someone. Thunderbolts is, for me, one of the best parts of this event. It's an incredibly enjoyable mini. My biggest complaint is that they keep taking off like masks and stuff and they're showing their faces, which is like a plot point in this book. And the Taskmaster not looking anything like Taskmaster. We'll get that. We're reviewing the 3rd issue as well, right?
No, that's next month, or this month.
Okay,
but next episode.
I'll save that. I'll save that for next time then. But and so Taskmaster looks really weird, but the humor's on point. Like the book literally ends with them. They're gonna blow up Null with Sentry's ass. So it's very amusing, and it's just a lot of fun. It's just a fun book with some fun villains, and I'm here for it. And plus, very good artist Juan Ferreira, I believe his name is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like there's this one shot of a symbiote dragon like bursting into I almost called it Arkham. Ravencroft.
That's what it is.
Yeah, and symbiote dragon like bursting into Ravencroft and like dripping through the ceiling, and it's such a cool shot. And,
like I mean, I love the way the dude like draws dragons where you can see like the red sort of like vein, like tissue, like I don't know whatever you want to call it, but you can see all this like red veins or like whatever you want to say, like. But anyway, I like how he draws dragons at least. So.
Yeah. And I really hope, after King in Black, that Thunderbolts gets its own comic series with this creative team, this particular Thunderbolts team. I love this book.
Yeah, I'd absolutely recommend it.
Well, like we said about Valkyries, is that they seem to be testing a lot of other books on this, and like there's another one when we get to the Planets of the Symbiotes too. So yeah.
All right.
Only professional work here, guys. Like this is a professional Venom podcast, and we have not read most of these issues.
Yeah, I've read them all.
I've read them all. Super nerd here, so anyway.
All right. Next up is Sword #3. Is it essential? No. Is it recommended? No. Don't even bother with this one. Nothing King in Black really even happens until the last page.
Oops. Skip next.
Look, hold on. I am. Sword's decent, and I feel like if you're an X-Men fan, it's bigger. Like this specific issue has nothing to do with King of Black. So if you are like you said, it's not important. But the writing is good, and it's teasing some interesting stuff with Cosmic. Yeah. So I mean, because I know there's one guy who's very vocal on our Discord, who's all about this book. And so I just figured I'd give him that.
I think the one funny thing about this issue is that Null apparently doesn't give two shits about Australia.
Null doesn't want to touch that. There's just nothing with spiders and snakes there.
Yeah, big spiders, man.
The spiders are just going to chase off the symbiote dragons.
Man, they're scared of spiders, man.
Gosh dang wallabies. All right. Next up is King in Black, Black Knight #1. Is it essential? No. Is it recommended? I'd say yeah. It was pretty fun, and it actually does tie into Symbiote Spider-Man King in Black finally. But there's no way that the Twilight Blade will play a major role in the main series. So.
Ebony Blade. Different sword.
All right.
I actually did read this one because I really liked the art. And of course, like I'm just a Venom stan, so I don't know Jack. But I heard a lot of people like the retcon of the Blade in this one, so that
Yeah,
I guess it's a good thing.
I was really expecting them to tie it into Null somehow, and like, oh, this Null created this because you got to create everything that's sort of
Null's
black or
second
shadow
sword
related.
that he didn't like that
Yeah.
much. So,
yeah. But no, they just Null's interested in is because of the quote unquote symbiotic nature of the sword, where it's depending on how impure of heart you are, it's more powerful. And so I think it's a kind of a neat take to do, especially since Ebony Knight Black Knight's always been about that, how it's the sword's turning him into evil and stuff, and so because it's in him is a very interesting retcon.
Yeah. And I would like to see in the final issue of King of Black, I want to see Universe Venom riding Flash Dragon holding the Ebony Blade.
You heard it here first. Aaron wants to see Eddie ride Flash. So.
Yeah, have a dragon. Yep.
Can't wait.
Make it happen. Make it happen.
All right. Next up is King of Black with Venom versus Carnage #2. Is it essential? No.
Lord.
Is it recommended? No. This is the least symbiote fight. I'm gonna say this is the least symbiote fight of all symbiote fights.
I'm gonna take the floor on this one, and then I'll pass it to LT because I think he has something.
Now
to say
remember, we're talking about issue #2, not #3.
Oh, #2. Yeah.
Number 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
#2. So this is just an utter cash grab by Marvel. This has been very misleading since issue 1 because I thought that the Grendel Carnage symbiote was gonna bond with MJ. I mean, like we said in our last review, the whole thing how MJ just pops out of her chest and now she's in 616. That was just so dumb. And this whole entire issue 2 is basically a cat and mouse game. It's like MJ's blaming Gwen for her problems of why she left, and then she's attacking her, and then she just leaves and retreats. It's just rinse and repeat. That's all it is, essentially, the story.
Yeah.
So it hasn't been really fun. What about you, LT?
Honestly, whenever I first saw this time was announced, it interested me because I thought they were using something maybe with the Carnage Shark, but they're not even using either the original Carnage or the Grendel, and it just feels so weird to call it Carnage. At least for me, I was kind of hoping, at least in the event or even Venom 200, we'll get a resolution for the whole Carnage Shark thing. But I'm thinking it's probably just gonna be left in the dark for now.
Yeah, I mean maybe
I can see it being like a last page teaser or whatever.
Yeah, I mean maybe we'll see it in red, white, and blood, maybe, or black, white, and blood. But I mean, like I said a few minutes ago, on the Discord, he turns 30 next year. So, and we haven't had Carnage in a while, and maybe the movie is going to come out this year because it's definitely not happening in June. You hear me? It's not happening in June. Venom 2 is not happening in June. But Carnage turns 30 next year, and they know how popular he is. That's why he keeps getting these miniseries. So I would imagine they're going to bring him back very soon. I just wish Cates could have done something more, but maybe he'll wrap it up. But anyway,
as for this book, I'd say the biggest positive for me is the art.
Agreed.
It's very vibrant and bright, and it is nice to look at. I love the stylization. But I will say I am glad the symbiote finally fully covered MJ. I was not a fan of the half covered up look with the weird elongated human jaw.
And even if it's not technically Carnage, it's still a cool design. I like it.
It's a very cool design. I love the design.
Yeah, like you guys said, the art is amazing. I like how, you said, the colorization and the spiders on her suit. Part of me feels bad for the Gwen team because she just really hasn't taken off like Miles has in the books, and
I've dropped Spider Gwen 2 times, and
same,
and then it's after that I was done. But then I said, I'll read this tie-in. Maybe it might have something to do with the Grendel Carnage symbiote. Nope. No, and I guess she still needs the suit to live. Is that what
she still needs the suit to have her powers, but they dance around actually doing anything with it. When we first had that new ghost spider thing. It was, oh well, my suit's acting up. Maybe we should go talk to Eddie Brock about it. And it's like, no, you just got to feed it some more.
You mean Elsa Brock, who just disappeared for no reason?
And I'm still kind of mad about that. I would like to see more of Elsa Brock, but I don't think it's going to happen at all. Because I honestly don't think they know what to do with the character, because there's no reason for her to be Gwenum, and you just got to move her over to 616, but you can't do that without folks saying, but you already did that with like Miles, and y'all said you weren't going to do that like years ago. But anyway, I just feel bad for the team that has to write her, because I don't really think there's anything good you can do with her. But
yeah.
Anyway.
All right.
But guys, at least we got a whole lots of Mary Jane as Carnage variants. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
Pretty variant though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rolling on, we got Savage Avengers number 18. Is it essential? No. Recommended?
No.
Possibly. It's.
No.
I'm gonna say it's a
This was
little
pretty
bit
cool,
decent.
though. I liked it.
It's a little decent.
I mean, I liked it. I was kind of disappointed when we first had the Savage Avengers and Venom didn't do jack. But this time, like at the start, he like had this symbiote sword, and we really didn't hear like the background. We just knew that like the goth dude wanted to use it as a power up or something. So we got its backstory of how it got to Earth, and it wants to work together and to kill like the Kulon goth guy. So that's pretty. I mean, it's pretty cool. We got a backstory to the sword. I don't know what else it's going to do after this, but it could be cool if it sticks around with Conan. But yeah, I mean, that was cool to get a backstory.
I couldn't care less about freaking Savage Avengers. I'm so disappointed with that book.
I followed that first arc hoping for Venom. We didn't get anything until he just turned into a dragon for some reason.
Random dragon. Yeah.
After that, I just stopped picking up the book. They put him on the cover and they tried to make him sound like he was in it. That kind of frustrated me with it.
Yeah.
I just got it in my mind the whole the meme where it's like the geeks are all like not excited, and it's Venom Dragon in Savage Avengers, but then everyone gets excited for Flash Dragon in Venom. It's like, oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
All right. Next up is Symbiote Spider-Man King of Black number 4. Is it essential? No.
AKA Marvel Team Up.
Yeah. Is it essential?
Still haven't read it.
80s team up.
Yeah, it's not essential. It's not recommended. And why is this series 5 issues long when it could have just been wrapped up in 4? Why was the Ebony Blade being built up as a secret weapon against Null when it shouldn't have even shown up outside of the King of Black one-shot?
Plus,
I don't know.
There was multiple times in this book that break continuity, even though they've said. I remember in some of the original ones, they're like, "Oh yeah, we did our research, we made it perfectly fit in." And then in this one, it's like Spider-Man should not be wearing his symbiote costume, first of all, and then second off, Cosmo and Rocket, they should not know each other by now. They don't meet until Nova becomes Nova Prime and discovers Nowhere.
So wait, you're telling me I can finally take this off of the chronology project?
Do it, take it off. It doesn't make
sense. Something screwy's happening with this. Like, they probably got to say, like, at the end of the day, it's an alternate reality. But
I'm gonna purge all of these freaking Symbiote Spider-Man books from the chronology project. They just so problematic.
I guess it's cool as an excuse to go back into the 80s and see, like Monica and like all that stuff. But yeah, I don't really care for it.
Symbiote Spider-Man's fun, but it poses a lot of continuity stuff.
Yeah.
I really need Greg Land drawing more.
Oh
gosh.
I mean, I do like some of his
Tracer.
I mean, yeah, but like, there's a lot of pages that I like. There was a page of Spider-Man like bursting out a window. I liked his Null page. Yeah, I mean, there's
those over-exaggerated expressions on their faces where they're doing the
Felicia doing the O face.
Yeah.
Once I was shown the original comparisons, I can never unsee it in his art.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And do we mention how Mr. E's first appearance was in a Captain Universe book?
Mm.
Oh, very interesting. Very interesting.
That was the second appearance of Captain Universe, in fact.
Yeah, so very interesting. It's a Mr. E to us.
All
Okay.
right, let's move on from this terrible book.
Yeah. Next up is King in Black, Planet of the Symbiotes, number 2. Is it essential?
Yeah.
No. But is it recommended? Maybe. If you really want to see Mecha Godzilla versus a nullified King Ghidorah,
Mecha Godzilla.
this book is probably worth a read. If you want to see a story about Prowler fighting symbiotes, this book is also probably worth a read. Otherwise, I don't really care.
Yeah, I mean,
issue 3 of Toxin.
Oh yeah, 3
Yes.
Toxin. Yes.
Can't wait.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
super excited for that.
Well,
one.
and just like how Aaron said earlier, remember the first issue we got Plague, and the event's almost over. Like, is he going to even appear and face Scream? No, because Scream is going to be facing Demogoblin the one
Unless
shot.
he shows up with that, and oh my God, what if she hooks up with Cortland Cassidy
Oh
instead
God!
of Cletus?
Oh,
he's
no.
Oh my!
Oh my God!
It worries me that I could actually see that happening.
Oh yeah.
Cletus, your great grandfather just hooked up with your girlfriend. Oh
God, I can actually see that
Oh,
happening.
my God.
Cletus is gonna
Oh.
he's just gonna see. He's gonna turn to a shark again and leave.
And
Guys,
no,
I'm
then he's
so
gonna
sorry I brought
he's
that
gonna
up.
French kiss her.
But
The first story I'll say was kind of fun. It's basically just Godzilla versus a multi-headed dragon. So and then but it was just kind of, if you just want to see a big giant American kaiju fighting around, some metaphors about America.
See, I thought you would have loved this issue, Tyler. This would have.
I don't know. It was just sort of.
It was all right.
I mean,
yeah,
you and Aaron are big Godzilla and King Kong fans, so
yeah. But I mean, like, the cowards couldn't even give like the dragon 3 heads; they had to give it 2. Absolutely.
But I don't know. It wasn't much. Here's a big giant monster destroying dragons. That's it. That was the story.
Yeah.
There wasn't much depth there. But and then also the second story was so random. How just Prowler just suddenly Hornet, like out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I've never seen that in anything else. And it's like he's just Hornet now.
Well, he made the Hornet
okay.
suit, I think, right? But aren't they making him Hornet now because the ultimate Prowler's back in this universe? So like,
No, Ultimate Prowler just died recently. He's
did it? Well,
quote unquote died.
Who knows? But
I know.
I feel like,
I'm telling you.
Well, sure, thank you, but it's just because we have 2 Prowlers, so probably just make this one another guy. But anyway, but I did like the first story. My thing is, I would like American Kaiju to have some more, but there's only so much you can do with a dude named Todd Ziller.
Todd Ziller, I love it. I love it.
And
I feel like the parody is my favorite part of it. It's just so silly.
Yeah, like I love, like his first few appearances where it's like USA, super cool. But he hasn't been used a lot after that, and he doesn't really have a character. He's just big Godzilla with the American flag, which is pretty cool as it is. But it was cool. But I would like to see more of him as an actual character, but I don't know. Like, he only has maybe 5 appearances top anyway, but still cool.
All right. Then last but not least is Spider-Man Miles Morales, number 23. Is it essential?
Finally.
No.
Ooh,
is it recommended? No. What's up with that dragon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, Miles got it's either one of 2 things. All right. So either A, the much more possible option, Saladin has no effing idea what's going on in this event and thinks there's actual dragons under those things. Mm-hmm. Or it's, given his history with Absolute Carnage, wouldn't surprise me. Or B, Miles somehow found the one actual dragon that has a symbiote on it from this event out of all the dragons, and he just freed it.
Or 3, he shocked it so bad that it shape-shifted into a normal dragon. I mean, I don't know.
Or I don't know. It almost sounded like he was gonna somehow absorb the powers and then pull what he did at that from the Absolute Carnage time where he grew all these extra arms and nothing came of that. And I'm like, I hope they're not gonna do that again for this.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was kind of cool that he was fighting Miss Marvel because I do kind of like her like nullify design, like especially the variant cover where it looks very. Like my thing is, I was pretty disappointed that Miles honestly wasn't tied into more of like King of again. He's the second person who has seen Null because when Null first appeared, he's like attacking Eddie and Miles. So I was kind of hoping they would tie more into.
What's going on with your mic, Aaron?
Aaron, your audio.
Oh, sorry, how's that?
There you go.
That's good.
Yeah,
You were saying?
Yeah, because he was talking about how like Miles was there with Eddie when Null revealed himself.
yeah, and they didn't do anything with that. Like I would have liked to seen Miles in the actual main book. You saying, "Oh yeah, like like." So like Miles was the first one to actually punch Null in the face. So
Yeah, it would have been funny to see like Null like recognize Miles like oh
hey,
like
hey,
yeah.
you punched me. I don't like that. Yeah, like
That's the thing. Nothing came of that. I was hoping Cates would have added him in to give that second fight between Null and Miles to see what would have happened, But no.
Even if Null recognized Miles, it could have been a cool callback. He's like, like you hit my Grendel, or like just like how he actually. I don't know. He could have been even impressed by him, even.
Oh yeah, like you punched me in the face with lightning powers. I mean, that's cool, but they just didn't add anything onto that. So I was kind of disappointed. It was just like all of the other ones. It's the main hero versus their friends that are nullified. Ugh. So kind of disappointed, but the main two books of this like the event have been good. So that's all that really matters.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, that closes out today's episode. Now, despite...
We do Namor?
No. Do we need to? No.
Look, I just it's not recommended. It's not good. It's
Screw
not
Namor.
important.
Screw
Friggin',
Namor. Yeah.
I hate this book. I read it. Namor builds a boat underwater and then pulls the boat underwater. I hate it. And then
it doesn't make any sense.
I hate it. It's the worst.
Yeah,
it's the worst.
Forget Namor.
It shouldn't exist.
Money well saved. Don't buy.
I have the original and the variant cover, so I still didn't read it.
No.
It's
and
more,
I still didn't
more
read
like
it.
King in Black no more.
Mm-hmm.
No more Namor. Hashtag no more Namor.
Yeah.
All right, now that closes out today's episode. Now, despite what I said last episode about We Are Venomaniacs going on hiatus after episode 50, we're no longer going to be going on hiatus. We'll just continue to record our monthly review episodes as before, so, just forget what I said.
Scratch that.
Yeah. You can listen to We Are Venomaniacs on Podbean, Spotify, Apple Music and iTunes, Audible, and YouTube. We can also be found on Twitter at WAV_podcast. Check out our Discord server where you can geek out with a community of fellow Venomaniacs like us.
And use funny emotes, lots of funny emotes, please.
We have the best emotes.
We really
do. They do. They're amazing.
All right. As always, thank you to my fellow co-hosts, Carlos, Tyler, and Aaron for joining me today, as well as our special guest, Jonathan.
Yeah. Thank you again for having me. I love the Venom site community, and just the fact that you even have me on the podcast is just really appreciated.
Hashtag Black Chin.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
Hashtag bring back Cletus Cassidy.
Hashtag revive Scream.
Hashtag no more Namor.
Hashtag where the fuck is Sleeper?
Is Sleeper? Where is Sleeper?
Sleeper's sleeping, probably.
Sleeper died on the way to his home planet.
And thanks to the Venom site for permitting us to make this podcast under the TVS banner and all of your generous support. And finally, thank you, loyal listeners and fellow Venomaniacs. You guys make an awesome community, and it's an honor to be your voice on the airwaves. Together, we are Venomaniacs.